Action! Hello.
Sorry. So tell me when we're gonna go live. So we're ready.
I mean, several minutes ago, all that time on your phone was all captured and just everything, Stuart. Everything.
All right, good. Hi, guys.
Hello. Quite a
Hello.
positive. I think this is an all good news sort of live stream. Really, we're looking at suddenly now two things, not just one. As you can see on our screen, the top one, Orville season 3, damn positive, and at the bottom, Trek looking like Trek. I mean, we're not doing conceptual. We're not doing is Orville back. It's like, oh, confirmed some stuff. Yay.
Yeah, this is gonna be a nice short live. It's gonna be like, hey, Orville got renewed for season 3. Bye, everybody. It's been great.
2 minutes.
And
it's gonna be the best one.
Then we thought we got another image of the Picard show. So we're going to talk about Orville a little bit first and getting renewed, which is awesome, but also the fact what we might like to see in season 3 as well. So you guys had any comments or anything, any questions for us, what we'd like to see, feel free to super chat them. It always helps the channel and it's good to interact with you guys that way. And don't forget, if you want to help us on a monthly basis as well, there's Patreon. So you can click the link down below. That's a really great help if you want to join Patreon. So
and we are going to have a Patreon drive later on in a couple of months because we sort of need that. But yes, so two very good topics, and like I say, this sort of live is driven by you guys. So the more of you that turn up, the more of you that super chat, we can keep staying and talking and having fun. Obviously, I stayed longer yesterday. We all blasted you guys. It was a lot of fun, and we made a cool image of the Sovereign meeting the Enterprise C, Android version meeting the Colony, meeting DS9.
I missed all that.
Yep. But yeah, first Orville. So where were you when you heard the news? Although to be fair, no, that's probably the wrong thing to start. I should probably share this first while you vamp.
Sure.
But think of that question and the answer you're going to give after.
Well, okay. To be fair, the first indication I had that anything, and this isn't where I was when I first heard the news, this is something else, but it's earlier. When I was at Starfest doing our presentation, actually, on Orville versus Discovery, different approaches to sci-fi, at the end there was a Q&A section, and somebody asked me a question whether I knew what the viewership was like on Orville, whether it had gone up, whether it was good, and whether it had been renewed. And somebody else in the room actually chimed in and he said he knew that kind of stuff because he follows that. And the viewership was up for the last couple episodes. And the very fact that Scott Grimes had to cancel for Starfest last minute was a good indication that they're probably renewed for season 3 because apparently there was rumor flying around that he was at a table read with Seth MacFarlane, which could be for a number of projects because we know that he's also an American Dad as well. But they swapped Bordas for Gordon at Starfest, and people had their hopes up that it was a renewal for season 3, a sign of that, which I think it might have been. The news didn't come quite. News came probably like 2 weeks after Starfest, but that was a good indication that something good was happening. So that's kind of I'm glad he was there to answer that question because I didn't know any of the numbers or anything. So that was actually fantastic. And Joseph Petrick puts in €2. Bye, everybody. What? Where are our animation rewards? Oh, we don't have animation rewards up right now. I haven't had those for a while, actually. We'll have to bring them back at some point. We just don't have the list available.
Well,
I mean, I have it.
You also fixed your internet, so you can do when you do them, you're better at doing the animations.
My internet's better, but my OBS still has an issue with my good graphics card. Yeah. I still have to run as I know. I don't understand OBS doing that, but whatever.
It's mind-boggling.
It is. Just blame me. It's all right. Just blame the Canadian and bad internet, and we have to rub like wires together to get internet and stuff. So just say that's what it is. Hey Samuel, I'll be back with you ASAP. Been at work actually. Oh, that's Z German. Z German's talking to you, but I know why, so it's fine. But yeah, so the Orville
Thanks.
news. I mean, I don't actually remember where I was when I heard the
Oh,
news that it was renewed. It was like a day or two ago. It wasn't that long ago. I know that. And I had actually shared a thing that said it was renewed
yeah.
earlier, and you commented on it saying, "Yo, dude, this is from like a year ago, or whatever."
Yeah, it's the
And I'm like,
clickbait
"Oh
article
shit!"
beyond
So
clickbait.
I
Yeah.
am, yeah, I immediately deleted it. So yeah,
You're
that's
almost
probably
right
the
timing though. Almost.
yeah, that's the one I remember more clearly, I think. And the next one was
Right.
like scrolling through my feed and say, "Oh yeah, it's okay, whatever. Maybe it's not." And I saw another one. Then I saw another one. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
this looks like it's legit. Um, but I didn't click on it or anything because I was just like scrolling through and like, oh yeah, whatever. Good either way, you know. So, but yeah, I don't remember where I was. It's not like, when,
The heavens opened up and.
yeah, when JFK got assassinated or something. I don't remember where I was then either. I was in my
But
dad's ball sack, I guess.
do you,
But
do you remember where you were when you watched the original season one Discovery trailer? You're right here, Stuart, at your desk. We filmed. We filmed for like a billion years and we released a billion years and it sucked, but it was amazing at the same time. It was great.
sure, where were you when you heard the news that Orville was
Right
renewed?
here. It's nothing exciting. No, I
You're
was.
never, you're always there though, so that
I
doesn't
work a
count.
lot of hours on this desk. It's quite yeah. No, it was yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm the sort of guy that likes to count the chickens after they hatch.
Mm,
So while it
yep,
sort of made logical sense they would come back, and obviously I called out multiple seasons I thought made sense with a longer delay.
yeah,
Although they might call that down later on down the line depending on what is pitched. I mean, just a season renewal was important to keep interest up in the show. If you have a delay, not being renewed, they might announce the one season and then say, oh, by the way, guys, it'll be back in or even just it's back in 2020 and 2021 guaranteed. It's like they're filming back to back seasons because it's got multiple year contract, just 1 year at a time sort of thing. If that makes sense. No, it was good. I wanted it back. It should be back, and so although it's still not sunk in because I talked about the speculation factor of if it's coming back, and so now the fact that it is coming back, it's kind of like, oh, well, good. It hasn't quite sunk in yet. If that makes sense.
oh yeah, absolutely. I just assumed it would be renewed at some
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
because it's been really good. But then at the same time, you got the back of your mind, it's Fox. Hello. We have a tendency of canceling good sci-fi shows because we don't understand what sci-fi means, I guess. Uh,
Well, and double that, but Fox was just bought by Disney, and so the Orville isn't really on brand. Although
yeah,
people pointed out that the brand of Disney only really applies to certain properties. There are Disney shows and Disney streaming like side projects that obviously don't fit within the fairy tale
family
version.
family friendly.
But that's That's separate from whatever to
Yeah,
whatever. I mean, Daredevil and Jessica Jones are Marvel, which is Disney, and they're not. So it's not this. When you think about that, it's like okay, fair enough. But I can imagine there are lots
yeah,
and lots of meetings saying how can we take this further because I'm pretty sure the tone will change again slightly. They'll have some sort of new slight rules like no dick jokes, no. Like you maybe even use stupider but not as offensive humor. Not that it was ever crossing that line really, but I think they'll have slightly more rules to follow. Which is interesting to see
I mean
how
that's
like oh sorry.
I was gonna say that's a distinct possibility. But at the same time, Disney's not constricted to just the family friendly stuff.
No.
I mean, it's especially when it's buying other um, entities.
Yeah.
It's got to have a distinction. You can't suck everybody into the same.
Well, and they
You know,
own Deadpool now. Are they really gonna ruin Deadpool when Deadpool was like one of the most smash hit films of its year? It's you shouldn't ruin a good thing. I don't know. If they know what's good, they'll leave him in charge, and he'll see from a creative standpoint what the show needs to do. You know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I have faith that the whole Fox being bought by Disney is a good thing, but we'll see. Time will tell. Um,
Mm,
I don't know.
mm.
So yeah, Ian Smith puts in $1.99 and changes topics for us. This is gonna be like a game of Uno. in the chats. People are going to drag us from Orville back to the Picard's show, but he says, "Looks like all good things com badges to me." It's really hard to get a read on them. I mean, we've zoomed in and looked. I mean, they look vaguely the same as far as the shapes, and I hope that's the case. But it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, and Mark Lawrence just sent a PayPal. I'll check that while you answer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they certainly. It's so ambiguous. It's obviously not just a standard Delta, but then it shouldn't be, and it obviously isn't the one from TNG, but it also shouldn't be. So it's kind of that weird space. It looks more like All Good Things, which it should be, but knowing them, it probably won't be. It'll be some variation, just enough different to be different, or whatever. Maybe it'll be All Good Things, but with rank pips on the badge, because why not? Because the thing is, with the high collar, you haven't got the same, there isn't the under tunic bit with the rank pips, so I guess they might be on the badge. I don't know. I mean, people are calling out, and this is obviously a much better image than the one we got yesterday, and you can see it's far more familiar than it could be. I still maintain it could be cadets, although the ages are kind of who can tell. People saying some people are calling out it's a Star Trek Online uniform, and it's like, well, no, that's really in the future. And if you look at the fabrics, they have like leathery, plasticky fabrics, and it just seems very well. They just wouldn't. They design their own thing. They wouldn't stick to that sort of side canony thing. But it's some other sort of, it's an alternate variant of the existent. It's not going to use Star Trek Online. That'd be weird.
It would be weird, yeah. But I checked PayPal. A good big shout out to Mark Lawrence, who's a great friend of our channel. Thank you, Mark. He sent us 129.88 Canadian, and all his comment was Orville season 3.
129.
That's what I said.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Damn, son.
Well, it's Mark Lawrence. He amazes us on a constant basis. So
should be called the amazing Mark Lawrence.
Well, actually, he's Mark Cyber Wolfman Lawrence. I saw his name in the credits for All Good, What We Left Behind documentary, because it was right in the middle of a cluster of names, Mark Cyber Wolfman in commas, and then I was looking for your name. I didn't see it.
Oh, well, it should be there. I did donate on the website.
Well, there was a lot of names. I couldn't see them all, obviously. But yeah, his stood out for some reason right in the middle of the screen.
That's cool.
Yeah, so thank you, Mark.
Cool.
And we'll see you soon enough, Mark.
For the epic next adventure.
Yes. Dun, dun, dun. But anyway, yes, what we're talking about, the uniforms being Star Trek Online. I can see why people are thinking that, because it is pushing towards that era. And I've seen a lot of complaints, or a lot of people commenting online. Well, I've seen a lot of people commenting online about the uniform, going, ha, whatever, Starfleet changes uniforms every 10 minutes, as if they'd still have the same one 20 years later, which we addressed yesterday. Mark, kind of, a little bit, not officially yet. He just said so is the cat out of the bag in the chat, but
no,
not officially yet.
Real soon.
Kind of, it's been mentioned, but if people aren't paying attention,
it's important.
Yeah, if people weren't paying attention, they might have missed it. So, but we'll get there soon.
Real soon.
Real soon. Yes. What was I going on about? The uniforms. People complaining about them. Yeah, it just bugs me, because as we talked about, the Star Trek II uniform was used for a long time.
80 to 100 years.
Yeah, because Picard was in one when he got stabbed through the chest, and then Jack Crusher was in one. The Enterprise C, of course, had them. But it just shows how long that carries over. Sometimes when they find one that works, they stick with it. And these ones, you can see a higher collar, which actually looks really nice. I'm glad it's not an asymmetrical Discovery type collar, which was what we were afraid of. That's what we were afraid of from the last picture. This looks sharp. Like, these look like good uniforms.
Yeah, the one single biggest problem with the Discovery Enterprise uniforms is the collar. That's the single that is a nonsensical design change. It did nothing except hurt it. Didn't add anything, didn't do anything, just hurt it. It's weird.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so those arguments or those complaints online today, I saw them multiple times on multiple different posts, and it's just like I got so frustrated because I knew at some point we'd have to deal with it. We talked about it last night, but I mean, it's the one little tidbit of information we have about the Picard series now that people are latching onto and just running with, like, oh, I'm going to complain about this because it's what I see. It's like, really. As more comes out, of course, people will complain more, but it's just funny how vocal people are about these uniforms when I think they look great, and it makes perfect sense to me for 20 years later.
Well, you know, the internet is a home of anybody and everybody. You know, when we're doing Discovery reviews, Peel called us out for being shills and lovers and haters, and oh, you've obviously never seen Star Trek, you don't get it, and calling out the smallest thing we said when in fact it's them who've got it wrong. You know, doing this sort of thing covers the spectrum. So while we are in the specialist minority that really understand Trek, and we're analytical and we think about it, you know, we can look at that and say, oh, it links this, and this, and if you do this, it makes this sense. A lot of people who don't think in that way just look at it and say, 20 years, why are they wearing Voyager uniforms? They already had Emesis uniforms. And it's like, but you understand that they wouldn't do that, which means they didn't do that, which means it's something else. The fact that you think that shows you just don't understand the situation. There's nothing wrong with that, but it takes a complete lack of creative or critical thinking. Of course, they're not going to do that, so they didn't. I mean, the simple nature of what if the the latest uniforms we see, or at least besides the future one, you know, is more militaristic. What if after the Dominion War they said, hey, a good time for all of us was when we had the more colourful uniforms. We're gonna you know, our next one will be a take on that with a new collar, new shoulders. Let's just make a more up-to-date version of that. We want to represent peace, we'll be more peaceful, go away from the military colours. I mean, that would be, you know, they're not going to say that in canon because that'd be weird. Do you remember when we used to have military uniforms? Yes, then they got swapped back. Yes, weird that. Like, they're not going to mention it. Yeah. But there's easy logic for it. Or, as we said before, they could just be the cadet uniforms. I mean, honestly, I think the Voyager uniforms are sharper than the TNG uniforms, personally.
Which, like, TNG...
Well, Voyager colour top rather than colour body.
Oh.
I say sharp, but not only better, but they look sharper, like more professional.
Okay, I'll maybe buy that.
Yeah. It just kind of, like, the black hides the belly, works the figure better. It's very, you know, bright and powerful, and I just think that is a smarter uniform, and so going back to it, I'm totally for it in some respect.
And anybody, if you're just joining us now, yes, we are still talking about Orville. We're just addressing some of the super chats and stuff, so that's why the conversation kind of shifted. But we did want to talk about this new photo that we got of the Picard series as well. So Jeff Jacobs puts in $3 and says 50 likes before I am even seated. He was late to the show. I will go again at 100. And he didn't say make me pay or hashtag like spike, so I'm disappointed. It's okay, Jeff. It's fine. And John Harrison puts in £5.
Hey, hi, John.
People get so pissy these days. Chill and wait till it comes out. Yellow seems nice and bright to me. Also hoping for Enterprise F, but who knows?
Nah.
Exactly. Who knows?
Well, I mean, when we did the Discovery trailer review and such, we always had caveats of what we thought. We were only truly allowed to complain against the plot points of Season 2 when the final episode of Season 2 came out. And then we were able to say, these are all plot problems, but as we were going, obviously you have to have some caveats of wait and see. So, you know, we can have a gut reaction for these pictures, and that's absolutely fine. But you won't know until you see them on screen. I mean, this could have just been a flashback sequence. I mean, that could literally be that. He could be talking to, you know, an old officer.
That could be him leaving the Academy 10. Yeah, exactly. Or you know, or leaving Starfleet, like resigning his commission because he's not wearing a uniform, you know, just like,
yeah. I mean, I just think he just had a day off. I mean, you don't need to be on duty the whole time, you know, or he's going to go see his son, you know, he's off duty, he's seeing his son at the Academy, you know, they're all in uniform, but he isn't, you know.
Russ Knuckle Iron Gut. Remember, guys, according to comments, you're both shills and trying to destroy Star Trek with your criticism at the same time. I also laugh when people manage to call you both in the same stream, or the same video. The comment section It's like they see what they want to see, they hear what they want to hear. There's nothing that we say that can change that. Just the way that the internet culture is, unfortunately. So
and we try and stay as balanced as we can. I mean, as I think I said to you as much. These uniforms look great. And I'm excited to see they look. I mean, we saw them through the lens of the camera as well from the picture, and they look bright and strong in camera, which is also important. But the fact that they're far more representative of Trek uniforms is a really good sign because. But then again, as I said yesterday at Stockholm, of course they should look more in this vein. So we shouldn't give them necessarily credit for looking in this vein. It's like, well, of course they should. But now we're wondering, well, why did it look like this exactly? Well, I do think the First Contact uniforms would stand out now, especially with Discovery TOS ones being bright. That one would kind of look odd, and it'd be too close to Nemesis. I don't know. I don't know what the logic is in their head. Obviously, we haven't got there yet, but I wonder what the logic is of the show they're trying to make.
Hey, Captain Forsyth. He keeps saying, "Hey, Foley, how are you?" I'm good. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining. But Stuart, Orville, what are you excited to see in season 3?
Ooh. More of the same. I got to be fair. They've really done some fantastic scripts. I want to see less Bortus.
I was about to say, do you want to see the same Bortus?
Yep. As soon as I saw your face, I knew exactly what you were going to say. Yeah, Bortus is fine. We've learned a lot about the Moclan culture and society. I think we're done with that for now. Give it some time to rest. We need to focus on a few other of the crew members, like Lamar, for example. Some stories revolved around him would be great. Because I really enjoyed his character when he was on the bridge with Gordon. It was much more dynamic there. Now we just got a nobody flying beside Gordon half the time, and it just doesn't work. Like, have a good chief engineer, but that could be Yafid, I don't know why it has to be Lamar that got shifted down there. So I do want to see more Lamar stuff for sure.
And what's nice is that, they had two epic two-parters. Have a nice gentle two-parter in dry dock doing a refit, and like the ship's invaded by ghosts and he has to deal with it, and everyone's off ship and he gets to deal with it with his girlfriend. I mean, how fun would that be? Like a buddy cop, him and his lady, and the whole point of the episode is to work out, are they actually exclusive or not, and they're trying to fight these aliens that have invaded while trying to be like, but really, I mean, you did go on the date with the other guy, and you went on the date with the girl. No, I didn't. I told you I did, but I didn't because I want to make you jealous because I thought we'd be together. And it's just like, funny stuff could ensue.
Yeah. Captain Forsyth makes a good point as well. He wants to see more of the Kaelon War. Like, I want to see more of the fallout from what happened with the Kaelons, whether they're expanding their territory, making moves like surgical strikes against, the Union, or whether they're deciding to team up with or doing a backhanded deal with the Krill while the Krill are trying to, play in the Union a little bit. Maybe that'd be a neat thing as well.
See, the Kaelon are a weird one because we would have heard if they were attacking in episodes. That would have been a thing, because they barely fought them off. The fact that we didn't hear anything, and they wouldn't move the territory because they were trying to stay. The whole point was to stay isolated. It was just that people might come and be dicks. So I'm guessing that they went right back into quote-unquote hiding to build up forces, and then when they come back, they're gonna have evolved into RoboCop mecha tank version with even more guns, and we'll see a super soldier version, which I think is or
like a combiner. They just crawl on each other and make like a big robot.
That is exactly what I want to see.
Kaelon's crawling on over each other.
Kaelon, Ultron. No, Ultron. When they all come together? Voltron. Kaelon, Voltron. There you go.
Yes. Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $2.99 and trumps. He definitely trumps Jeff Jacobs. Says 50 likes already. We'll pay again at 100. Hashtag like spike. See, he added that extra little hashtag like spike. So, and go ahead.
No, it makes all the difference. The like spike.
Oh, it does. And ISFJ 1009 puts in $5. I like how movie era TNG uniforms did go the way of the Voyager-esque uniform style.
More so, yeah.
Yeah.
Just having the shoulders be the thing rather than the rest of it.
Yeah. The shoulders were nice. It's easier to see the shoulders, really, when you have a crowd full of people. You can see how much you got of command and go, all that stuff.
Yeah, the First Contact ones are very much movie like a more textile fabric, more military. Like it's very much the Wrath of Khan of the era, because I mean it's much more one color. It's much more a certain vibe, whereas the other ones are much more TOS, much more free, much more explorer. And so I definitely appreciate they've gone this vibe because I prefer that vibe.
Yeah,
I mean, everything has a time and place, So.
Yep. And super chat from Hackle puts in $2 and says, moving us back to Orville again.
Yeah.
I
See,
feel
you
like
guys control what we say. You control.
We're on a ping pong table here. More Union starships that aren't all identical. I agree. I do love the Dreadnought larger ships, but I'd like to see some two-hulled ships, perhaps, like the same kind of hull side by side, but like still has a warp ring attaching them.
Oh.
That would be kind of neat. There's lots of different variations that you can still have with the warp ring at the back, and I think that would be cool to see something different for sure. Yes.
So you imagine the Orville's like this. You got the rings out there. Put another ring that hits the top, so you have like a dreadnought.
Interesting.
Close
It looks like a Mohawk.
Yes, the Mohawk class, named after whoever.
Mr. T.
I don't want to say it, but there you go. No, I mean, I'm wondering how many episodes they're going to get. I'm wondering what the tone's going to be. Because like I said, as I said to you in our review, I liked the serious stuff, but I was so in withdrawal from the comedy. The comedy was down to like a 3. It was normally on point, but it was so few and far between that it felt much more generic sci-fi to me. Like, I care about the cast and crew, but if I want to watch that, I mean, TNG has just better characters for some of these stories that I would just enjoy more. I want the Orville-ness. So, some stories are just like better as Orville, and some like that TNG was better. I would go watch TNG before I'd watch the Orville. And just those few moments. So I'm hoping that you can rebalance just a bit. Just, you guys 10% humor back, would be nice, or at least, or the opposite to that. Go really original stories. Don't do anything that's been done in Trek, and that's a hard thing to ask. But now you've got 2 seasons of a universe. You can have 5 episodes about the interplanetary politics between which is already shown. Well, Trek can't do that. That's a completely unique concept. Or having time travel collectives in the future again, but to have a different twist on it, or blah 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 blah. Or maybe because of Kelly's time travel nonsense, the alternate. Wouldn't it be interesting if I don't know if I've seen this before, but because of Kelly changing the timeline, that alternate reality still exists. And someone comes back from that reality to
could be a Mirror Universe crossover episode, yeah.
Or Mirror Universe is very much just Mirror Universe again. Or wouldn't it be fun if in that context, yes, but actually they were nicer than Ed and the crew. It's like, you guys are the dickheads. We're the good crew. We're the competent professionals. You guys
or a comedic bumbling crew or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that'd be kind of cool is the whole the female Moclan, that civilization, how it's kind of like left there but still a problem. It'd be cool if it was like the Maquis almost, or all of a sudden the Kalon go in and just wipe them all out, and that really pisses off the Moclans, and they start going after the Kalon, and you could definitely have some that it's kind of hardening. Some serious issues, so
Yeah.
Hellrats 96 puts in $5. Hey guys, so if you had a choice in what the plot might be for the new Picard series, what would it be? Oh my goodness. Well, you're good at the plot thing. I'm going to check PayPal because somebody told us Ian Warrender. Yeah.
I mean, I've said before.
You said what? That it's easy to tell a good story. Just use the framework.
Oh yeah.
How do you word it? Because you say it every time.
Yeah.
I just don't listen to you, so I don't remember.
Yeah, the best Star Trek story is a good story told in the Star Trek universe.
Yes.
So you start with a story. What story do you want to tell? Okay, well, if it's about Picard, I think still might change the title because Star Trek Picard's a stupid name and it really hurts the whole naming conventions of all of Trek. Otherwise, Enterprise should have been Star Trek Archer. It's just like it would have sounded stupid then. It sounds stupid now. It just makes it too. It makes it too commercial rather than like Gene would have said no. Are you kidding? No. Like it would have been instant. So would Brad and Braga. I mean, they all would have said it.
They're
Roland would say
banking
no
on the
as well.
name. They're banking on the name to get
And that
people's
should be
attention.
worrying. It's like,
It
we know
is
you're going to
worrying.
watch it. Doesn't matter if it's good quality. Anyway, so if he's the center, actually the center, then you make it a story that's integral to him. You make him have a wife, Beverly Crusher, have several children. The oldest of which is doing good. He's Lieutenant Starfleet. The middle of which is a problem child who is doing some bad things. The youngest of which is a scientist that invents something special that causes a problem. And then you've got this like generational Picard story where, you know, Picard is not retired, but he's living a different life because he's already had enough Starfleet, and he gets to be interwoven into things. And your video's frozen, by the way. And hello, Stuart?
I'm still here. I can hear you. I can see you fine.
Well, yeah, frozen on my screen, so I want to restart. An interesting comment by Hackle. What if they're commissioning the USS Picard? They make the show's title a little more tolerable at least. That's a fair point.
That wouldn't be bad. And they called him out of retirement to help with the christening ceremony, and something goes terribly wrong while he's on board.
Yep.
You know, sure, that works. That's a great idea.
I mean, it's still a bit cringy.
It is. Oh, I got to read Ian Warrender. He sent a PayPal of $10, so thank you very much.
Wow, thank you.
I love that we have more Orville. My wife and eldest son watch that. Discovery they don't understand. Picard show could be more than Patrick Stewart, as he might have a younger Picard attending the academy, seeing how they live under their father's shadow, and someone to focus on after Patrick Stewart leaves, while still being Star Trek Picard.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be fine with it being referring to a younger Picard. Yeah.
Or the Picard legacy is part of it. I mean, I've had that in Temporal Anomaly. That's part of the back. Yeah. Part of the Temporal Anomaly plot is specifically that, you know, Jonathan Archer's great grandson, Jack Archer. Well, obviously, if your granddad's super famous, you got a name to live up to. That's a problem. People aren't, you know, if your dad was Abe Lincoln, guess what? There's some baggage with that. I mean, you can't get, if your dad's Will Smith, you got some baggage with that. You can never get away from that. However hard you try and be yourself, you're always going to have some sort of reference to that. And, you know, Will Smith is amazing, but he didn't charter more Federation planets than anyone else ever, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he might be great, but he's not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so.
And Necro Globule says the game appears with Starfleet Academy. Yes, I agree. And then that'd be great if there were Academy uniforms. They'd be right on track.
And Jill, hey Jill, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. She said, I'll be crushed if he doesn't have children. You know, and that's the problem with a lot of great men, I find, is they don't have kids. Like, sure, Kirk had a kid, but his kid died, so his line kind of ends with Kirk.
Well, he also didn't know he had a kid, so it wasn't an active kid. It was oops, I had a kid.
Oops, I had a kid, and I liked it. He died because of the Klingons.
And I'll never forgive them.
Let them die. Let them die.
Yep, the My Son Is Dead song by Captain James T. Kirk. Sung in all dive bars just to really set the mood.
Live for you here, first time ever on Trekyards.
The breakout new single, My Son Is Dead. I mean, what do you think? I mean, would you be heartbroken, quote unquote, if he didn't have a family?
A little bit, but it almost seems like an odd choice for the character to settle down and have kids. Although that being said, with the death of his brother and his nephew, I can see him wanting to do that. But at the same time, I would like to see the Picard archaeologist, you know, going out doing his own thing. He could take a family with him for that, I'm sure. That'd be fine. But I would be fine either way. I would like to see the continuation of the Picard name, but I have a feeling no matter what, that would kind of feel like a letdown because he's such a he's such a great character that it's hard to, you know, top that. The best you can do is be almost as good as that as a kid, you know.
Well, not just that, but if they cast some bratty teen that you hate, or an annoying girl know-it-all, or you could really ruin it by the casting of who the kids would be. Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. You know, he didn't feel the need to carry on the Picard name per se because he had the other branch. But having lost that branch and also having lived so many things, like losing data and such, well, I still hate the stupid idea that he's retired, because he's still middle-aged in the Star Trek universe. I mean, McCoy was still an active admiral over 100. I mean, he's only in his 70s.
137 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's still active. I mean, he won't be because they're stupid writers, but he should still be fully active in Starfleet. But choice posting, 20 years isn't very much. But it's enough chance for him to be on the Enterprise E for another maybe 3 years. Everyone was leaving. Deanna maybe had her first child in that time. Then he's like, Beverly, if we both leave the Enterprise and settle on Daenerys 5, what do you think? Shall we give it another go? And she's like, God damn it, John Luke, we're waiting for 12 years for this. God damn it. But yes.
Yeah.
And then, it doesn't need to, you don't need to settle down in the sense of stay in one place to have kids. I mean, you can still have occasional missions and doing bits and bobs. I mean, Admiral on Earth.
Yeah, well,
it actually around.
Yeah, I just want to address Joseph Petrick's €2 super chat. Gates is 70, so children would not be probable. I disagree. Like Samuel said, it could be 3 years after we last saw Picard that they got pregnant. So this is 20 years later, so the kid is 17 now. Mm-hmm. It's perfectly reasonable. Plus, this is also the future. 70 is not old. As we were just talking about with McCoy, he was still an active admiral. Well, probably semi-active at 130
still
something.
Technically active.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before with the whole Picard thing. In the future, that far in the future, that's not really old. That's more like middle age, So I have no issues with him having kids.
And Jill says Picard would be 94 years old. I don't think he was 70 in TNG.
No, when he
younger than that.
When he started TNG was 43.
The actor or the character?
The actor.
Yeah.
They'd be about the same.
No, he was like 10 years older than the character was meant to be.
Oh, really? So he'd be 53. So he'd be 60 by the time the show
he was older. I don't know how many years older, but he was over 10. I don't think it was... I mean, she's saying it with confidence, but 94 seems a little bit high for that.
Even still, 94 in the future is not a big deal for me.
I mean, he's clearly walking around without, a walking stick or anything. I mean, it's not... You know what I mean? This is the future. Well, I mean, I would assume people can have kids up until their 70s, 80s, and obviously you just, quote-unquote, freeze a sperm. I mean, there's all these things. I mean, the fact you've got genetic data and transporters, if you need to, of course you can have a child if you really want to at 90, 100. I mean, it might not be the best thing, but... Yeah, have it as soon as TNG finishes, have him semi-retire in a nice way, like do a less frontline mission, the kid's 17, perfect age for the academy, because you can be at the academy from like 14 if you're a really gifted child, and then go from there. Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let's see. What year was the first year of TNG? TNG year. Just trying to figure out, because who was it just said... where did it go? Oh, yeah. Brandon Gross says, I think the character was in his 70s in TNG, which I don't think at all.
No, because that would have been... Because if he was in the academy... Because it was before Crusher. Because remember, he knew Crusher, and he knew Jack... Because he knew Jack Crusher, and Jack Crusher, he just about knew Wesley, or didn't know Wesley. That was 20 years. So he didn't... It wasn't the academy when he was 50, was he? And he had Stargazer as well. I don't know. We'll see. And someone said, Hackle says Star Trek hasn't really explored old age in humans much, though. We certainly don't see very many old crew members. Well, if Picard was 70 and he looked like 40, then, I mean, anyone that looks over 50 could be 100. I mean, you say that, but it's the future. I mean, bald is a choice. Having wrinkles is a choice. You could dermal regenerate someone to look whatever. I mean, obviously, it's not the same, but Tuvok is like 130... and he doesn't look it. I don't think that's an issue. Like I say, age is just a thing of technology, and the technology is super impressive, and it's even more impressive if it's 20 years in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
You got some dates for us, Jet?
Almost. Hold on, just looking up something else now.
Okie doke.
Sorry.
Jill Wright says Picard was born in 2305.
Yes, and TNG takes place in 2364 to 2370.
Okay, so he's 61, which sounds closer to what I was expecting.
Yeah, so he'd be 80 in the series.
which is not 94.
Right.
Yeah, I mean 60. Yeah, 60 is what I thought it was roughly, and 80 isn't too much. Not really. I mean, my granddad's in his 80s and he's still exploring the world, and that's with modern technology.
Yeah, that's like Sylvia's Oma is in her. It's 83, 85, and she's going on trips all the time. She went whitewater rafting a few years ago.
And this is 250 years in the future.
Yeah.
I mean,
that being said, my mom's only like 70 something, and she's in really bad shape right now, which is unfortunate. But it's just it's genetics, right? So.
Well, yeah, and obviously diet, what you have, and considering that my granddad's 80 and he was born when he was, even 20 years ago to get to 80 was more of a thing. 40 years ago it was more of a thing. 70 years ago that was more of a thing. And this is another 250. So I would assume people living into I would assume that you could choose to live up to 180, 170. I mean, it might not be great.
And to be fair, I think they really overdid the makeup for McCoy being 137. He really looked really old. Well,
yeah.
And I think they didn't really. The old age makeup thing's always a problem.
But he was from several generations ago, so he didn't have the advantage of all the extra technology. And he's an old worldy doctor. I can imagine he wouldn't necessarily choose all the newest treatments, and they wouldn't necessarily work on him. But yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole interesting thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $1.99 and says, I think he was 59 when he took command of the ED. E or the D?
Enterprise D. Enterprise D.
Oh, okay.
And it makes sense because he also was a captain of Stargazer. Like, he was, it takes a long time to become a captain. That wasn't his first ship. So he'd have to be reasonably old. I mean, Kirk was the youngest captain Starfleet at what, late 40s?
Kirk was the youngest captain in Starfleet, and he was 34, I believe.
Okay, mid 30s, and that's that was a heavy duty thing. But obviously he showed extreme everything that he was allowed to be.
Yes.
But it just always felt weird to me to try and judge, first of all, Picard's age by Stewart's age. They're not linked per se, and it's the future. I mean, you got an EMH, a perfectly tangible human looking and computer program that can do everything. You tell me that with some analgesic cream he can't take away a few wrinkles.
Plus they have nanobots and nanotechnology now. Plus he was also infected with the Borg, because they have Borg nanobots running through his system, keeping him kind of spry. Who knows?
And since they've had access to nanotechnology for over 300 years because of Discovery, I mean, they really know how to use it.
Shh, no, don't talk about Discovery.
Sorry,
what?
We don't talk about season 2 of Discovery ever again. Sorry, you're right. It's going to be erased from canon in a couple of years.
Oh. Yeah. Jill Wright put in $2 at Picard's born in 2305, which you read already. Sorry, I missed that. John Harrison puts in £5. In Trek, you can reach 200. In Warhammer 40K, you can reach the grand old age of 10,000 and still keep going with whatever can go even. Well, that seems ridiculous to me. So Warhammer that seems silly.
I'm assuming though it's like full body replacement, like augments and stuff. I assume it's like, well, if you're mostly metal at that point.
The Keith Richards treatment, because he's still alive somehow. Gets his blood totally swapped out every year or two or something.
You know what they say? Full blood transfusion every 6 months really keeps you young.
Sure, I'll agree with that, I guess. John Harrison puts in another £2. As a space marine, for that is how old you can get. Yeah, wow. I never got into Warhammer 40K. It sounds kind of silly to me, but that's just me.
It's like an extreme, which is not a bad thing, but it's like they took everything sort of supercharged. I mean, their ships are meant to be like dozens
cathedrals.
Yeah, and it's like, so how do I relate to this?
It's like fantasy sci-fi, It's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, it's like Dungeons and Dragons, but in space. In the sense of these big epic. It's not really, I'm sure, but big epic quests, big epic things. It's kind of that sort of more big vibe.
Yeah, and Picard's time with the Baku took off a few years as well.
That's so true.
It says ISFJ.
That's
1009.
I mean, the fact that Geordie's eyes regenerated. The thing that no medical science could do. I mean, yeah, I would assume that would give Picard at least another 5, 6, 7 years.
Well, you got to think about too this side of Paradise in TOS, where McCoy regrew his tonsils that he had taken out, and they were all in excellent health when they left the planet. So they all got like a full health scrub, I guess, on the planet, and lasting benefits as a result. So
and I also am quite a hardcore Trek, and even I would have forgotten about the Baku. If you're studying Picard, there's so much canon to think about that's exciting. Well, does it mean that him and Beverly, maybe that's the reason they could have a kid, because a couple of years after Baku, I mean, who's to say they weren't even a couple in Nemesis? I mean, seriously, who's to say they hadn't dated a few times? We don't get anything with their characters together, so who's to say they didn't? That's obviously a bit of a stretch, but
yeah,
I don't know.
And Jill Wright puts in $2 and says Picard was 74 in Nemesis in 2379. Then add 20 years, so he is 94. I don't know. Whatever. I'll have to. Yeah. Sorry. I don't know. We'll have to see what they say in the show. Maybe it'll be referenced in the show somehow. But
yeah, for your 100th birthday, we're taking you on a cruise, Grandad.
Was Picard 74 or was? How old is Stewart right now? Do we know?
Pretty old. Doing well though. I mean, it's hard for him to walk because of his vertigo, but 78.
He's 78 in real life.
Born 1940.
Interesting. Cool. The Borg upgraded his heart. There could be benefits left over from that as well. Sure. Yeah. They should post a pic of him playing a flute. It will blow people's minds. You're 100% correct.
But back to Orville though.
Yes, Orville. That's what we started off on.
Yes. I like the last episode because it resets everything. Although they still have the knowledge of Ed and Kelly and where they didn't take something, the past self, and will this now jumpstart? I mean, she broke up with the other guy because she couldn't balance, and he didn't appreciate the balance. And it's like, just get together or not. It's a will they won't they that I think is starting to lose its appeal, in the sense that they've now dollied around it a little bit too much, because either they are genuinely good together or they're not, and don't make a thing out of it. I mean, do the bold thing, make him and the Krill become an item. Like, that would be a fun thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a radical one because they're quite diametrically opposed creatures, but it's a good idea.
I can see them doing it because it's already like the groundwork is set for that. And if they start to have like officer exchanges with the Krill as a result of this truce they have, I mean, that's a perfect setup for that kind of thing, where we don't trust her because there could be some subterfuge going on, but I mean, that's a great story thread for sure.
Well, an interesting side question, I know it was painful, the procedure, but if you're doing a species exchange, would she want to look like a Krill or a human? Because you can still act like a Krill, but if you can do that, would that not be easier on everyone in a sense?
No.
Well, since they did it and undid it in the course of an afternoon.
I know, but I think that's
confusing.
Not only confusing, but it's kind of it's kind of defeating the purpose of having it's exchange of, because you want to get used to seeing Krill on board your ship. That's part of the reason for an officer exchange. You don't want to see them as humans and think of them as sneaky, or which one is the Krill, and get suspicion raised up with everybody. It's just,
I suppose. But I think they'll never be able to actually be in the Union and serve on ships, given that they're so religiously motivated, and their entire mythology is based around something that isn't compatible. If they go 9 seasons, sure, but I think it's more just the baby steps, and I'm fine with baby steps. Just have a peace treaty, and fight another big bad. I mean, those ape creatures that were introduced as being, scary to the Krill, and then very vaguely used and then never mentioned again. It's like, oh. So the Krill aren't a threat then. It did kind of nerf the Krill a little bit, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
Need them back.
Yeah. Yeah, we got very little of them in season 2, which is a bit of a shame.
Which? The Krill or the monkeys?
Krill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they were like the Klingons, essentially, even though there are a lot of Romulan similarities as well. But
yeah, I mean, season 2, I think, was we're gonna try a middle step. Like we want a season 3. We're gonna build up these arcs, but we also don't want to rush. Because if you rush, you can blow through a lot of stuff. I think they was thinking we're just gonna make a season 2 we want to make, hoping we're gonna have a season 3, because then season 3, I mean, the build up of this season has so many potential payoffs that you wouldn't have got if you'd rushed it, if you had whatevered, and the whole fact that they did the Isaac Claire love story, knowing they were going to have the Kayla invasion, and they originally, that was the season 1 cliffhanger. They said no, we're going to push it to season 2 to give us more time. I mean, that's a ballsy move, because what if you didn't get season 2? I mean, I'm sure they had discussions. I'm sure they knew quite early on, because Seth MacFarlane at least given 2 seasons, but it's a good sign to their level of, we'll do it properly.
Plus, don't forget, there's also the I mean, we were already kind of sick of them, but the Bortus and Clyden relationship,
Jeez.
where Clyden's a bit of a closed-minded, racist, I guess.
Yeah,
that's got to come to a head at some point, I think, as well.
I mean, that'll probably link into the Civil War-ness, the fact that we've pushed the Bortus. I mean, the Bortus race only works so well because it's been explored so much, and therefore if they became a villain faction, you could relate to it hugely, because now you understand a lot about their culture, and Clyde would go off with them, take the kid, and then that's quite an interesting thing. My husband is with the enemy. How would you know what I mean? That's a difficult thing to deal with. I think that's a good storyline, really.
Yeah. I got a few super chats rolled in though, so those. Hellrats 96 puts in $5. Orville, I want to see more from those space orcs the Krill were fighting. Yeah, lots of potential there, for sure. Jeff Jacobs puts in $5 and says, "Yay, 100! I will pay again at 150. #like Spike. Make me pay, make me pay, make me pay." And we all agree that Patrick Stewart is ageless himself. Why is this such a reach? Yeah, I don't understand either. It's fine with me. Wayback Tech puts in $5. Thank you. If Orville action figures are made, which character do you think would be the most popular? Probably Bortus or Isaac.
Isaac would probably sell. Yeah.
I'd have to get an Isaac because I collect robots and droids and stuff, so I'd need an Isaac for the collection.
And then you'd have to have the 3 versions: the one with the guns out, the one with the head that comes out. Yeah.
Well, if it's like Art Asylum, they just include different heads and hands and stuff, right? So you just pop on another head.
And that's definitely the most sellable one.
Yeah.
And you take the head off, and it has, take his head off.
And it would have light up eyes too.
Yeah, all of it.
Really easy to do.
I think just to be the honest answer, I think Alara and the new lady would do pretty well. Both the cute and the red uniform looks the best in my opinion out of the uniforms. Like if I was gonna get one, it'd probably the red. The blue's nice, but it's very not subtle, but it's too with the furniture. The red has this sort of formal pop.
Yeah.
Although I'd say the security, not the other red, because there was 2 reds, which I didn't realize until like.
Yeah, there's one that's kind of orangey. The engineering is kind of orangey, which doesn't look as good.
No, it doesn't. So many super chats. Awesome.
Eugene shows up and puts in 1,000 rubles and says hi.
Hello.
Hello, Eugene. Welcome back.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing?
How you doing? Yeah.
Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $4.99. Here's my match. Thanks a lot, y'all. #Picard like Spike. #Orville like Spike. Keep smashing the thumbs up.
Yeah.
#Picard like Spike like Spike doesn't have the same ring as Pike like Spike.
Yes.
That was really good for Discovery. It's a shame that won't be a thing anymore. But and Ian Warrender puts in £2 and says, "Gotta go. Sorry. I hope Patrick Stewart cameos in Orville season 3." I think that'd be a conflict of interest and contracts, but he is good friends with Seth MacFarlane. He works with him on American Dad and stuff. So
I guarantee CBS forced Patrick to sign a contract saying he won't be on the Orville. I guarantee. It's like, we've got him exclusively. You're not going on that show, because you can imagine Orville got him too. Yeah,
but Frakes is crossing over between both as a director.
Yes, but also, obviously not as Riker and or Admiral, whatever his name is. You could, in 5 years, you could easily watch them and not know which was directed by him. Whereas if he's on screen, you'd know it was Picard. So I know what you mean, but it's
yeah.
Plus, they're not actively trying to get the Trek pill back. So, in camera talent, so front of the camera, I mean.
Yeah.
And Hackle has a side comment saying, "What do you think about making Orville more serialized, more like DS9, although not full blown Discovery?" Thoughts?
I mean, they kind of are. They have the stories that are ongoing stories with the Kaelon and stuff. I don't know. I kind of like Orville the way it is, to be fair. It does have the overarching stories, but they don't have to be like emphasized every episode. There are some unique standalone episodes, which I think is great, because I do love the episodic formula. I think it's a nice mix of both, to be fair.
I would agree. Episodic benefits from a focus. Each episode you have a hopefully satisfying end, satisfying beginning. It feels more rich as you're watching it, whereas if you build up a really good arc, you're just like, damn, Discovery didn't quite do that, but it could have done that. And I think every season of Orville should get more serialized, because the universe is getting more fleshed out.
Yeah.
First half of season 3 is the Kaelon, is the Bortus's race sort of rebellion season arc, and then the second half, as in where it comes up more, and then the second half of the season is the Krill being allies / with the Kaelon coming back, and everyone's like facing them because the Bortus people walked away. We're having to fight them in a different way, and it's not going well. And it's kind of like, because I liked Enterprise with multiple smaller arcs that I think worked really well.
Yeah.
So they almost felt episodic movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I got a question for you about Orville. Do you think that the Kaelon and the orcs that are fighting the Krill would ever have an alliance? Do you think the Kaelon would actually align with an organic now that they've kind of been pushed back or stopped? Or do you think that they're kind of like, screw all organics?
Well, I think they will lie. They will do. I mean, they'll lie to achieve their goal, because their goal is everyone dead. So it doesn't matter if you use them as your instrument to get there. So I think, their next approach will be very clever and have them do smart things rather than just a full engagement.
Wouldn't it be interesting if they implant the orcs with some kind of a device, so that they use them as a tool, weapon, to kind of expand their numbers, and then as they need to, they can destroy them, and eventually the Kaelon actually become the Borg, and then there's a huge explosion, and they cross over universes and go back in time and become the Borg of our Star Trek universe.
That's impressive. So you're saying all this drama is actually a wonderful conspiracy between the heads of Fox, heads of CBS, to create a perfect mixed universe, multi-universe property.
Absolutely.
Well, hey now. Sure. Sounds good, Stuart. Sounds good. I mean, is that happening? Are you confirming it here?
I can neither confirm nor deny. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. One of those situations.
Well, I'm quite far away.
I've signed an NDA. I can't really say much. So.
Yes. No, I think more serialized would be good, but just like Discovery sort of tried to, at least in the first 6, which are some of its stronger episodes, have it be mentioned in every episode to get a sense of approaching doom, approaching science. Each episode. Yeah, next week we're doing our talks with the Krill. That's all you need to say. you know, that's it. That's the continuing arc. Then episode about Thing, at the end you say, oh, the talks went really well. You know, we're actually going to go investigate them next week, and that's the next episode. So I think you could do a really good hybrid.
Yeah.
Because the universe is, you know, like I said earlier, they could just repeat TNG again or use their own universe. And the universe is getting richer and richer, but it involves having these more interconnected stories because, you know, very few of the Orville stories are truly unique. Doesn't mean they're bad, and some of them do, they just don't do better. I loved the one with Lamar in the first season with the yes no. I have not seen the the Black Mirror episode, which was spontaneous development. It wasn't copied. It was just they happened, you know, same idea, same time. That happens sometimes. I mean, there was the No Strings Attached and One Night Stand film, both the same year. Well, they didn't steal from each other. It's a simple concept. Just happened to be. You know what I mean? It's just, wow, this is weird. That happens sometimes. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. Well, John Harrison really wants us to learn about Warhammer 40k, I guess, because he says normal people in 40k live about as long as us, with the wealthiest getting cloned cell youth injections. It has to be crazy. Everything tries to kill you.
Yeah, sounds smart.
I need to look into it a bit, I guess. Everybody keeps asking us if we're going to do 40k.
And we're always like, no.
We don't know anything about it.
Like nothing. I mean, that's Space Marine, isn't it? Like same sort of universe.
Oh.
They got the armor and shit.
Yeah. Ian Smith throws in $1.99. Thank you, Ian. Want some kit bash ships for Orville season 3? Yeah, more ships would be fantastic.
It's as if we're ship guys. Weird.
Right. I sometimes feel like we've drifted away from that a bit, but while I'm talking to you right now, I got a wireframe image of the Shenzo on my monitor over here with our Trekyards first imagining of what it looked like. Yeah, so we're still ship guys. It's just...
Well, we did do 4.5 years of doing ships. We've done most of them. You know, most
True.
of the big ones. I mean, we have the backlog. It's hard to... You know, so we're going to do a lot of them again in the sense of making them really special, but, you know, we did do them once, most of them, so...
Yeah.
Goddamn sexy backlog.
There are still some we have to do, but those, it's for the future, so... And yes, Space Marines, they're saying, so...
Yeah, those guys. You should read some of the books for 40k. If I had time, I would love to. I've got other books that I need to read that I actually know I'll be interested in. I don't want to gamble and try reading a 40k one when I don't have the time to read the ones I know I'll like, you know, so... Yeah, and
unfortunately, that's the way it goes.
I mean, I have so little time. I mean, I have so much work on so many projects that I've basically none for anything. I don't have enough time for things I'm doing, honestly. I have to, you know, it's a real struggle to try and get done what I have committed to. But talking to you guys is fun, though. It's work, but it's also fun, and we... You know, this is such a pure way of letting the channel continue to go. You know, you guys support with teeny bits of money, have your things heard. We then get to have some amazing comments, often to open up our eyes on certain topics. And by doing that regularly enough and talk to you guys, it supports us to do more. And then we get to do these live discussions and give you breaking news. And it's so rewarding and so simple. And just by, you know, 20 people giving $5, it's like, cool, that was a real successful live. That's it. We're not asking for, you know, $500 a live. That'd be cool, but we would never even consider that. But, you know, enough is like, great, we can keep going for another month. Awesome. And more. Yeah. So many cool things.
Yeah. And Jeff Jacobs says, no problem diversifying since you guys always stay true to your ship roots. Yeah, we always try to talk about the ships and stay focused on that. So, but yeah, what I was going to say with 40K, I mean, if they come up with an animated show or something that I could maybe watch, that might be more accessible to me than a book to read personally. Even though I've got series in the to watch list, but still, just saying. Let's see. Also, I'm quite at Jeff Jacobs. It is the Orville. Also, I'm quite a good mood after getting some insider info, programming related. Ooh. Eugene, I don't know what that's all about, but that sounds cool.
Cool. Congrats.
Yeah.
I think
Is the Orville getting a season 3? I missed the show. Sorry. Yes, it is. It has been confirmed that it's getting a season 3. Sportimus. And that's what we were kind of talking about. And then we got sidetracked with Picard, and then we got back on Orville, and
then Warhammer 40k, and
yeah, just talking about things we'd like to see in season 3 and some ideas we had. So
yeah, it needs to be more of an ensemble cast. Really, it is in the sense that they all have a purpose, but multiple of them are so left behind at this point. Even season 1 felt a bit more balanced, I think. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
I mean, think about that for a second. I mean, was it? I think it was, because Kelly had her episode with the alien blue. I mean, it was the Ken and Ellie episode, but
well, yeah, and Lamar got an episode, which was nice.
Which was very, very nice. Alara got an episode. Gordon got something, I'm sure. I think he got less to do. I think his part has been upped this season. Although I think it's been lowered in terms of like single appearances, but he's got more like focused bits on him.
Who is this?
Gordon.
Gordon, yes, yeah. I think Gordon's been fleshed out quite a bit.
He's definitely got less one-liners than he used to have.
Yeah.
He's more front and center when he's front and center. Right? I like the balance of being on the bridge. Although, to be fair, less on the bridge in general. Because when you're on the bridge, you get the Isaac, you get all different dialogue, but it really kind of stays away from the bridge quite a bit, actually. I didn't realize that, but
yeah, this season 2 was very little bridge action, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, I going back to what we discussed earlier with Lamar, I really missed that dynamic on the bridge. The two of them at the front stations there.
It was dumb fun, but you could tell their chemistry was just there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know you don't like relationship episodes, but I mean, but even if there was like a season subplot where it's Lamar and Gordon like clubbing, but like alien clubbing, that each episode they go to like a new alien club, and it'd be like, what is Alaran's club, where because it's high gravity, all the drinks work radically different, and you have to live in high gravity, and the Bortus one, where it's just like everyone's standing still, looking into each other's eyes, and if they kiss, they kiss, if they don't, they kill each other. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, how cool would that be? And it's just like trying to find a girlfriend, and it's like, you are embarrassing, Gordon. You can't find a girlfriend anywhere.
Except for in an environmental simulator.
With a past girl that's dead, yes. But what do you think? Seriously, would that be enough of a funny rom-com sort of relationship? Because it's not real, like, it's not really doing it, but it's still in that vein. Would that be enough? Would that be okay for you?
Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be funny.
Okay.
But that made me think right away of Malcolm and Trip when they went to the club in the one episode of Enterprise. And they got basically mugged and tied up in the basement. That's what I expect would happen in that situation. Well, those two going to a club. I don't know.
They'd all be hollow clubs. I mean, like they're programs of alien clubs, so be safe.
Yeah, but the environmental simulator will go wrong, and there'll be a species that infects the holodeck or the environmental simulator and tries to kill them.
You did too. Yeah.
You should. Yeah.
Oh, side question though, do you want to see Alara back? Obviously not necessarily back, but back.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. In some capacity, even if I don't know. I really like the new girl though. I can't remember.
This is important.
Except for when I'm not on a live stream.
Yes.
Then I tend to be able to remember her name, but
Talara,
yeah.
Yeah.
Talia? No.
Talia, yes. Maybe.
Talia, there you go.
Yes.
Whatever. The security chicklet.
She's good. She's I mean, any actor coming for any other actor is hard because it's not the same character, it's the exact same role. And that's quite ballsy of Seth MacFarlane to say, right, how are we going to replace this officer with another of her species with very similar powers? Great, because that was why I wanted that character. We need another one. It's like, what? Okay, but it worked.
Yeah. And Joe Wright says, I much prefer Talia to Alara. As do I, Jill. I totally agree with you there. Alara was fine until we knew that there's something better, as far as I'm concerned.
I just find Alara super attractive and super like fun, quirky, like just a woman I'd like to hang out with.
I find the other one more attractive, so that's maybe why I like her better.
Yeah.
Tala.
Well, you've said that before. That you find characters more likable if you like them.
Yeah, if I find them attractive, I find the characters more likable generally, unless they're really good actors, and then I can find a way around that. But it's a personal quirk of mine.
Sliding scale. I mean, it's not like you dislike them, just like you just sort of connect with them better.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. That's
Much
why
more open. Much more open to their performance and their character. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's why I liked Alara. But I think I just liked her arc, her sort of, again, that sort of appealed to me. But the new one appeals to me too. But it's a very different.
She seems more grown up and older.
But she is. Yeah, that's exactly right. They sort of said, right, Alara, we're going to give you a 10 years, jump in time, but also hire a different actress because you can't play it. It's like, oops. So it's not what happened, but yeah.
And Steve Martino says, agree, Alara was better. So there you go. You got people on your side for sure.
Better cuteness, but different characters. I think, honestly, they would be... We need to see an episode where they're both together. I think genuine chemistry together. Some sort of security conference, and she's like, "Oh wow, Lara, you're back on job," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm trying." I don't know, something. Or just work a case together would be really fun. Because I mean, Lara was a good.
Yeah.
I think maybe Lara was more naturally gifted because remember how she solved the mystery of the, she's all mystery orientated at her house. I think she might be more gifted, but not experienced to be like in general good. I think Alara, the other one's better in sort of general context, but she's got more like untapped talent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hear what you're saying. I can pick up what you're putting down.
Super chats to it. Anyone said anything?
Episode where Ed gets knocked up by an alien probe and ends up living an entire lifetime in a few minutes. He was unconscious. No, they kind of did that already with Isaac. Not, living on the planet a whole lifetime or generations, yes, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's kind of already been done in Orville.
It didn't affect anything.
And they wouldn't use Ed if they did that. They would use a different character for sure. Maybe Lamar.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. Or Kelly, have a get over Ed by living another lifetime.
That's interesting.
So I think Adrian Panakeri, how you pronounce her name, is a strong actress. They're just not giving enough stuff, and what she's given is be the tight ass woman in charge because she feels she feels the chain of command around her neck to need to be not. I mean, she says it in the episode. She can't be as friends with everyone. She has to be this professional level. No one else has that. Not even Ed. He can be much more chill. So that level, I think, really removes her from a lot of the joviality of the series. Unfortunately, that she's just a very much a yes sir, do this sort of character, but she needs to find a new arc, a new something, I think.
Yeah. I had a point, but I can't remember what the hell it was now. It's all right. Hellrats 96 puts in $2.
Thank you.
What if the Kalons attack Alara's planet? It's interesting. Or to stand the high gravity, or would they be crushed like tin cans? I don't know. Well,
I would assume they'd know the high gravity was a thing and would send Kalons to deal with it.
Yeah.
Or just avoid it. Yeah. They are quite clever, if not that self-aware of things beyond what they know. If that makes sense. Because with the last episode, I would have kept a robot at the event horizon for eternity. Yeah,
you could. You definitely could.
Just why leave?
Yep.
I mean, that's out of the box thinking. Just don't leave, and you've won.
Yeah. And that's a good idea. Hackle says, "Ooh, an episode on a holodeck where Isaac is playing the famous Earth detective Magnum PI, and the evil villain he creates takes over the ship. That'd be hilarious. But I think Bortus should be Magnum PI with his mustache. Bring back the Bortus stash. Because I actually have a picture that somebody photoshopped of Bortus sitting in the Ferrari from that episode because of the mustache. Yeah.
No, I like it.
That'd be funny.
That's entertaining for sure. I mean, I think I'm done with Bortus episodes for a bit. I think season 3 needs to start with some pretty sci-fi concepts. Get back to that. He just needs to do bridge crew on the bridge, lots of engineering, like something anomaly hits the ship and the bridge is dealing with it, and you jump back to Lamar and you've got the tardigrade rip-off, better than tardigrade character. You just come back, be cool. Yoffit story would be fun.
Yeah, I'd love to see
Expensive,
Yaffage planet. That'd be neat.
Oh god,
Is it like the Great Link? Just a sea
that.
of like green goo.
I love that. Yeah, and then someone dips a toe in. Wouldn't that be funny if like a race comes in and goes swimming, and then it's like, you were inside 7 of my cousins. What? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
good visual.
Lots of potential for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Orville's full of potential. You know, it's such
it's untapped, but there's so much potential. It's got a whole universe out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, as we said before, the cast is really its biggest strength. Because what you can do with that cast is pretty much anything. And the fact that even them redoing, Trek stories, it's the cast that, brings that to life.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a good enough and new enough take on it that I really enjoy it. A lot of people complain that it's using the same framework and the same story beats as TNG, but I don't know. I think there's enough of a difference that it's creative and well acted enough that it's enjoyable still. So I see no real issues with it. It's kind of an homage to TNG, so.
Well, I mean, it varies heavily from episode to episode how much it's more homage versus ripping off versus. The balance is different in each one.
Yeah. Harrison Wells was in a super chat of $20.
Dude, you escaped. So I don't spoil it because I didn't watch the last one. But dude, you escaped, man. I saw it in the trailer. Damn. Please don't kill Iris or I watched it for 23 episodes. I don't remember her name. The daughter. What's the daughter's name, Stuart?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know,
right now.
It's funny that you don't. Well, you know who I mean, Harrison. Don't kill him, even though it's already come out, so you know if you do kill him.
I guess
you wouldn't, because he's kind of your servant. Sorry. Look, $20 deserve me humouring the person for a bit, because that probably made their day, and he just made our day.
I just wish you.
He died reverse flash! / good guy. What?
Nothing, that's fine. A Mach 1
man.
plus.
Thanks, Raj. Sorry.
A Mach 1 plus attack helicopter with some of the most advanced weapon systems in the air today. Airwolf. Dun, 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 dun.
I imagine Borst would quite like a big, a whole program where he's in an awesome helicopter gunship flying and through like a fake NAM and shooting Kalons with a joystick going, die Kalons, and it's like, wow, what is?
You know what I'd like to see is, this is totally off topic, but Airwolf versus Blue Thunder. Who would win?
What's Blue Thunder?
Blue Thunder is another indestructible helicopter from a movie called Blue Thunder, which is a Roy Schneider movie. Oh,
it's very.
It's not indestructible because he lands it on a train track at the end, and the train slams into it and explodes. But that's a.
Well, no, it's
spoilers.
It's bulletproof, rocket-proof, missile-proof, explosion-proof, rock-proof, waterproof.
Highly maneuverable.
Not just trains, man. Look, you can't make everything proof.
True.
But thanks for $20. That's really generous. Thank you. That makes a huge difference. Thank you.
Yes.
Do you want me to grab a glass of water as well? Because I'm getting a bit.
Go get a glass of water.
Sure.
I'll talk about Airwolf and things that he doesn't know about because he's too young. He doesn't care. Andrew Probert worked on Airwolf, helped design aspects of the helicopter and the helmet, I believe. But yeah, we need to have Andrew Probert on to talk about Airwolf for Trekyards. That'd be fantastic. And Andrew Probert also, one of his first jobs was actually working on the original BSG. He created the Cylons, which is fantastic because I love the original Cylons. And I'm just going off on a rant now. So Airwolf all the way. 2 great helicopters. Love them. Only Superman can stop speeding trains. Sure. Blue Thunder was awesome. It's been a long time since I've seen Blue Thunder 2. I need to watch that again. I remember one scene I really remember is at the helicopter at night, recording somebody in a building using thermal vision and acoustic stuff. I remember that part really well. Um, Jill Wright. This is a Star Trek Orville chat. Why are we? Oh,
I missed that, so I'm not part of it. So I was slightly, if I can jump into something I just thought while I was going up and down the stairs.
sure.
Simple stories for Orville, but picture this, right? Orville's flying. They say, "Sir, krill ship coming, incoming," and he says, "Is it friendly or is it trying to attack?" And they're like, "No, it's sending out our custom friendly IFF." And they're like, "Okay, cool, glad they're using it." And the view screen, and it's the krill lady that he dated, and she says, "Captain Mercer, I need your help." He's like, "What's happening? My ex-boyfriend is taking over the krill empire." He's like, "You want to help with your ex?" "Well, yes, but he happens to be my ex." And this weird love triangle of the new guys running the krill empire. Sure, and Ed is like, because they're sort of, they all date, like they dated, but it's like, it's not about him being my ex, but he's your ex though. What do you see in him? I think
It would work in the framework of Orville for sure.
just happens to be, and it means they have to talk to each other, and it's like, oh, was he better kiss her? I don't want to talk about this, but yes. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Kobayashi Maru, Foley. I like the new Knight Rider, even though it sucked. The new Knight Rider sucked balls, and I didn't like it at all.
What was wrong with that?
Well, first of all, they used a Mustang instead of a real car. And they also had a Team Knight Rider show as well, where there's a bunch of them. There's like 5 different cars. It was just dumb. There was just stupidity. They couldn't. Yeah, they need to fix that. Anyway, I need you guys to save us from what? Oh my God, sorry. A Team Airwolf Knight Rider Street Hawk would be a cool show. No, it wouldn't. Stop.
Is this the 80s nostalgic portion of the...
It's getting that way, and I'm going to change the topic because we got a super chat. So Eugene saved the day with 750 rubles.
Oh, thank you.
This is more like just a Captain Foley chat because the 80s nostalgia thing. Yeah,
I can't relate.
I know. So when I do a late night one, we'll talk about 80s nostalgia. That might be a good idea.
That would be. Yeah. And I talk about
Anyway.
90s nostalgia and 2000s nostalgia, and you're like, shut up, bitch.
Well, nothing
I had
good
kids in
happened.
the 90s, shut up.
Eugene, 750 rubles.
Thank you.
They need to create more ship models and make a deal with someone like Eagle Moss for Orville. Yeah, I would love to get some. Because you can get Orville models, you can get some resin cast ones as well as some 3D printed ones.
Yeah.
But they're kind of pricey because they're garage kits. So yeah, something more reasonable. Even a Hot Wheels deal would be cool. They have a little Hot Wheels version of the ship.
Yeah.
Because Hot Wheels did some Star Trek stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be kind of neat. Yeah, that'd be kind of neat to have somebody making a reasonably priced Orville ship.
I mean, I kind of guarantee that they've got it, like Eagle Moss, because I mean CBS is their biggest contract.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's that they wouldn't be allowed to do an Orville just by the even though Fox owns Aliens and Aliens has been in their collection for a while, it's obviously not the same thing, but they're both Fox properties. But I bet there's just non-complete anything that is one or the other they can't, just because I'm sure CBS I mean CBS is quite a powerful company. If they say don't do Orville, but it is almost criminal that they didn't release Orville merch. I mean, it's still a niche show, and okay, side question. Is the Orville more niche than Star Trek Discovery, given how kind of weird the fandom that's been? Which is a more niche show?
That's a trick question.
Yeah.
Because they both fit the criteria for that. I'd say the Orville, if I had to pick. But
Me too. But it's weird because Discovery alienated millions and millions and millions of fans. And Orville
pissed off millions and millions of fans is what it did.
But Orville got a lot of those fans, plus fans already had.
Yes.
So it's kind of like Discovery, wins out probably being less niche, but really Orville, took in a lot of those people that were thrown out of the way.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, apart from that one book, and as you said last time, I think there was too soon. Why not make an Orville disruptor and communicator? I'd have bought them instantly. They're simple. They're damn simple props. Not rocket science to make.
Well, to be fair, when I go to Wonderfest, I'm leaving on May 30th. For the first weekend in June, I bet you any money I'm going to see some resin,
Dude.
Orville props, things like that.
Yeah.
Might scoop some up if I can. I don't know. We'll see. But
yeah,
it'd be cool to have in the collection for sure. Because I'd be interested in getting them, but
yeah,
because they are garage kits, they're a little bit more pricey. That's the only problem.
I'd love to have an Orville on my desk. You know, I've been able to want a really high detail one because it is a very simple shape, and you can make just a very simple version. But I want a really nice version just because it's a nice ship. I want to do it justice. You know.
Yeah. It's actually a beautiful ship. The more I see it, the more I like it. At certain angles, it's kind of funny looking, and it does kind of have one of the guys at my model club doesn't watch Orville just because he doesn't like the ships. So they look like spoons, so he won't watch the show based on the ship, which I think is insanely stupid. But I get more of not a spoon vibe. I get more of like a natural seed pod, like a dandelion kind of fluff floating through the. It's got that weird kind of organic shape, or something like that. So, or even like a maple key, you know.
Yeah, I just get
those curves.
I get a sea creature vibe.
A little bit, yeah. I get more of the organic plant stuff, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
The Orville has a grace. Yes, it does. Absolutely. It's simplistic grace as well. It's not overcomplicated at all.
Yeah.
Which really works.
And it's nice. I mean, how many designs are there in the world? I mean, lots. But it was able to be original.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's amazing. Given all the stuff that's out there, it was able to be original, and I give him total credit for that. It was very well done.
And I love how people compare it to spoons. When you look at Voyager, and Voyager is a spoon. It's literally an upside down spoon. But anyway, I'm trying to limit the number of streaming services I subscribe to. Well, I mean, it's helpful for the pocketbook for sure, but from below, the Orville looks like it has hips. Exactly. It's like it's got kind of a skeletal vibe to it, yeah. But Captain Foley and Cockings. Hello, Doc.
Hello.
Jabroni.
And Mark Lawrence says he expects to see many Orville costumes at Star Trek conventions. Yeah, I mean at Vegas, I would assume I'd see plenty. I
saw quite a few at Starfest. To be fair, probably about 5 different people were rocking an Orville uniform, so it's becoming pretty popular pretty quick. So yeah.
And it's a smart uniform. I think that uniform very much needs to be tailored.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if they made one, I'd love to see them. You know.
Yeah. So when are we getting a Foley class Orville dreadnought? A Foley class Orville dreadnought.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Does it though? I don't understand.
Oh, he means. So the Foley is named after you, not the fact it's a dreadnought. So when are we going to see a Foley class in the Orville universe ship?
Never.
Really?
Really?
Why? I thought it'd be all about designing something for Orville.
I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I just don't have the. I don't know. I like the dreadnought that is in Orville, but it doesn't inspire me like the Federation class did when I was younger.
Well, I wouldn't need to be a dreadnought. Like, what would you design if you're doing an Orville ship?
Like I said earlier, double hulled kind of ship that maybe attaches at the front, but has like either separate set of rings at the top, and then one main ring that joins the two together, and then some lower rings as well. Maybe that ship can split into 2 different, very much like Prometheus. You know, there's different things you could do, but again, if you do that, then you're stealing from Star Trek, and no original ideas. It's the same thing everybody complains about Orville. So,
but then what you do is you make it more intricate so that you have the ship that there's a middle bit, and 4 of them can join to a middle bit, and it becomes like an uber fast. Yeah. No, it becomes an uber fast uber fast. 4 slipstream drive. What's it called? What's the quantum drive?
Quantum drive. Yeah.
So they go to quantum. What do they go to quantum because it's the.
Yeah, they go to quantum. Yep.
Okay.
That's what they say. So.
Okay. Go to quantum speed. I don't know. Yeah. Shall we talk Picard again for a few minutes? Because we talked about Orville for a good 20 minutes there.
Sure. Let's talk Picardville.
That would be a good crossover. It's nice to see. I don't want to see a prequel, so it's good to see stuff like this. And it's weird that they could win so many like fan awards with a teaser, showing Picard walk through a corridor, looks like a Trek corridor, with these actors in the background, having someone with a tricorder, looks like a tricorder, scanning him. Like, they could show all the beats and be like, wow, 10,000 points because everything looks right.
Yeah.
Just kind of makes you wish that the original team was back at it, because they would just respect the shit out of canon. They would just do all so well.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if it's the exact same team that's on Discovery, because I don't think it would be. They'd have to hire new people because it's an LA-based production. Discovery is Toronto. So why not bring in Michael and Denise Okuda and Doug Drexler and all the people that were involved with the original production? Even,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the writers obviously didn't move to Toronto as a filming set, so they stayed in LA.
The thing is, the thing is, with being a writer, with today's technology, it doesn't matter where the hell you are. You can be a writer and send your scripts anywhere. But to be a makeup person or visual effects person, visual effects, same thing, kind of, I guess.
Oh yeah, they weren't local either. They were LA, I think, as well.
But yeah, the set production and stuff, it all has to be local. So I mean, they have to have different crews for that.
But obviously, you're hiring the locals that are there, whereas the LA people, you might hire legacy Trek people, people that watch other things. I mean, it's kind of common sense, but I don't know. It would be nice.
Well, Captain Casey Stewart says, Trekyards, do you think warp is faster than quantum drive? No, I think quantum drive is probably faster. That's kind of what I have in my mind. It's just faster. There's no real explanation as far as distances and stuff.
No,
so.
they said a number in the show, and that I think it was SatQuest when it was on the channel more. I think he did the numbers and it was like 7 to 8 times faster in general than warp.
Ooh, okay.
Like, you could zip around the galaxy pretty quickly. Everywhere was close. Warp is far more grounded. I mean, we don't even know. I mean, do you get a sense you can like have quantum speed Mark 5, Mark 6, just like go there, quantum speed.
Well, that's like the hyperdrive in Star Wars. There's different classes of hyperdrive which have different like meanings as far as speed goes and ship size and stuff. I'm not huge on my Star Wars tech, unfortunately, but
that's pretty fast too, though.
It is very fast. Yes, I think it's faster than warp, actually.
Yeah.
Depending on which class of hyperdrive system you have.
Yes. Yeah, I think like the Star Destroyers and the main Falcon, they are way faster, but like slower things are actually slower. I think it's a very like big curve where the rich can afford to go fast, the poor can't. I think there's actually quite a big.
Well, that's when Han was boasting about the Falcon, saying it can outrun the big Carillion ships.
Yeah.
Not the local ones, the big ones. So it's got jacked up hyperdrive. So.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to school us on that. Captain George, if he was here, he's over on Antique Trekkers channel a lot. He's got his own channel for Star Wars stuff, and he knows all that stuff inside and out. So.
Oh, Devo77X points out what would be a great crossover: Orville and the NSCA Protector, as in Galaxy Quest. Now that would be a good crossover episode.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't turn on the Galaxy Quest holo novel in the suite and say, "Wow, this is what they thought sci-fi would look like in the future." Pa. And they've got actually cardboard sets, and they like have fun with it, and that would be just amazing.
Yeah, it's super easy to do. I always thought that Orville and Galaxy Quest were the same universe anyway, just because there's too many similarities. It's almost like the Orville is the future of Galaxy Quest or something.
It's Galaxy Quest Next Generation.
Yeah, the TNG of Galaxy Quest, exactly.
I actually kind of love that.
Well, it would work because they haven't really talked about their past or anything, or the older ships, or if it's 100, if it's 100 or 150 years in the.
No, it's 600. It's 2600s.
No, I know. I mean, I'm just saying, Galaxy Quest being like 150 years before before Orville.
Oh, right.
Would make sense. It's like the Orville's the next generation.
Well, it's really 600 years.
Yeah.
It's good. I love that. But I mean, wouldn't it be great though to see a VFX shot of you pan into the Orville and then pan to a corridor and Malloy's walking into the holodeck, and then as he walks into the holodeck, you're on the bridge of the Protector, and then you pan out of that view screen into the protector. And it's like the protector's inside the Orville. It's like, the fuck is going on? It's awesome.
That'd be an awesome shot, actually.
Yeah. He has to play fake sci-fi in a fake sci-fi.
Yeah. It'd be cool, yeah, to see him walking down the corridor of the Orville that was one with all the windows, wearing a Galaxy Quest uniform already, then walk in, yeah.
Oh, that'd be even better, yeah. And then you have Bortus playing a by Grathar's hammer, because it's so he's like, by Grathar's hammer, do I have to say this? What a saving! No, I mean, that'd be perfect, dude. See, that's a fan film, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest that, actually.
Oh, that's frustrating, because that's a really good idea for a fan film.
Yeah.
Or even just like the shittiest officer on both ships meet up. Like just the worst of their job and how they'd interact.
So Sam Rockwell's character. What's my name? You don't even know, do you?
Name's Guy.
What's my last name? I don't have one.
He did get one, didn't he? Though he got one right at the end. That was.
Yes, he did. He did in the credits.
What's his name?
Credits for this, I can't remember.
It was something really basic, like Guy Walker.
I'll have to look. Yeah, hold on.
I'm gonna look. Yeah, well, you look. I'll talk to chat. But yeah, that's such. I mean, I want that as a 4K. When's Galaxy coming in 4K? Because they also filmed it was miniature VFX, so their effects are still gonna look really, really good in 4K.
Guy Fleegman.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That is not what I was expecting, but okay.
No. Yeah, I love that movie so much.
I feel like I should buy the Blu-ray.
Oh, Rock Ingersoll is the security chief. Where did this come from then? Guy Fleegman, fictional character.
Oh, that's the real...
Rock Ingersoll, yeah.
It's so many layers of nonsense.
Yes. I'm crewman number 61. I'm expendable.
I legit want to do a Galaxy Quest fan film now. Like, combine them. That's really annoying.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Guy Fleegman is his real life name.
Yes.
Rock Ingersoll is the security chief aboard with the new show. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense then.
Rock Ingersoll. Hell. That is a great awful. That's a great awful name. Like it's not. Oh, just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph Nash says, "I'm done commenting." Why? What happened? Did we miss a comment or something? Sorry if we missed anything. It's hard to sometimes keep up with the chat. Plus, you guys are always chatting amongst yourselves, so we don't always pay attention to it. So we apologize.
We're just having a little chat amongst ourselves.
Yes. But yeah, I would love to see a fan film that did that. That'd be amazing. If only we knew somebody that could write fan films and had visual effects knowledge.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Maybe with all the people that we have watching, maybe they know somebody.
Well, it's funny because I know where to get Orville 3D stuff, obviously, and the joke about the NSCA protected bridge is that it was designed to look shit. You know, it was designed to look like its original cardboard version, and they just, made it more silver. But it's really simple, really big, really dumb. Like it's really simple. It's really, really simple. It's not. I think I did look at it at once, and it's basically only a 180 set.
Yeah.
But with a view screen that you see in a couple of either green screen shots or whatever, it's really, really simple bridge. I mean, that's probably like a 2-day build. So it wouldn't be difficult. Oh, Stuart, I've got too much to do, man. Don't make me do that. I just...
Future project, that's all I'm saying.
Dum. And then part of the Orville theme. Let's combine them.
Mm.
You're like, shut up. I'm like, okay.
Does the rolling help? Yes. I need to watch Galaxy Quest now. Damn it.
It's good. It's also shot really well,
Yeah. I always thought it would have been funny if it was actually the Star Trek actors, though. If you could make it Star Trek, that exact same movie, that'd be hilarious.
Well, give me who'd you cast in each role then?
The actors.
What's the thing?
Younger.
But which Wait, wait. Do you mean make it in the Trek universe, but have the same Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, and Rickman just in a Trek film? What do you mean?
No, I mean have William Shatner and stuff be in their
Well, that's what I'm
roles.
saying. But who would be which? That's what I'm saying, because they don't all line up. So who would be who?
But Shatner would play the captain because he's
Yes.
the captain.
Uh huh.
I don't know what you mean though, because everybody would.
Well, who's Sigourney Weaver? Is she a Hura? Well, I guess she's a Helms person, but she's like kick-ass and.
Yeah, it would be Uhura.
Oh, okay.
Everybody would be the same. I mean,
I guess it's just kind of the way they focus on in the movie is not like the way, because none of them act like their characters from Trek. You know.
oh no. Yeah, I know, but it'd just be cool if it was if an alien race built an Enterprise and captured William Shatner and the rest of the cast to like. That'd be hilarious. I would love that. That's kind of what I picture sometimes when I watch that show. But
you are so bad at that. Everything needs to be.
Because I like Star Trek. I love Star Trek.
I need to.
I've got one job on this ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it.
Such a smart movie.
Yeah.
I'd love a miniature of the NSEA protector. That'd be great.
Yes.
I just found one on eBay, but it's $89.
Yeah, that's the problem with those kind of kits.
Well, it's pre-made. It's finished though, and it's actually, but it's in a box, like a full-on box. So I guess they made some actual miniatures. No, it's pre-finished. Pegs' hobbies, okay.
Yeah.
It looks nice though. Boo. Oh. So
I don't know.
pretty.
Just yeah. Oh man.
Okay, guys, we've got 10 more minutes on this chat. It's been very, very good so far. Final super chats to help us end the night. Final comments on either Orville season 3, please do put them, or on the Picard reveal, the much better look at the uniforms, and let us know what you think. We'd love to get another $15. Would be great. So throw in a few would be superb, and we can go off and do something else. I mean, what's your dinner plan, Stuart?
We are having soup tonight.
Ooh, is that a takeout soup? Is that a canned soup? Is that a homemade soup?
It's a canned soup. It's Campbell's Thick and Chunky, and it's corn chowder, I believe.
Oh, you guys love chowder, like you guys on that side of the pond.
I love chowder. Any kind of cream soup I love, and chowder falls in that, so I love it. Okay. So yeah, what's wrong with chowder? You got a problem with that?
That's such an American thing.
Is it? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Like we don't call it chowder, first of all. It's just an Americanized way of saying it. It's all good. No judge.
Fine.
I'm actually legit gonna buy Galaxy Quest right now, by the way. I haven't got on Blu-ray. I'm just buying Blu-ray. Or should I wait for 4K? I feel like there won't be a 4K though.
There might be eventually.
Through the TV series though, I might do the 4K. Okay, won't buy it because I want 4K. Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Well, okay, Eugene throws in.
Oh wow.
1,350 rubles, which is probably $15.
Yes, £16, $20. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. There you go.
Thank you, Eugene. Yep, Mila Kunis cameo would be fine. Also, what cameos would you like to see? Also, 135 likes. Well, 135 likes is awesome. But yeah, somebody was saying in the chat earlier that they should have Seth should have Mila Kunis show up, and her character be really annoying, so you can say "shut up" instead of "shut up, Meg."
Yeah, or be the best person ever, or be like the smartest character ever, and it's like, oh my god, she's so stupidly smart. I hate her. Mila Kunis is a good shout though. I really like her as an actress. She's been a lot more low key recently, but I actually quite like her as an actress.
As for cameos, I mean, we've already seen Joe Swanson. We've already seen Cleveland. He's actually
a lot of Cleveland.
Yeah. I don't know. There's any Star Trek actor can definitely come on because there's already been a few and they've been great. So
more Tuvok. I actually quite liked him. I thought, he's kind of just playing Tim Russ because have you met Tim Russ? You have, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Yeah, he's more that than Tuvok. Put it that way.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Tim Russ, to be fair.
But it shows you how he's a good actor because Tuvok is not Tim Russ. Like he does a really good Tuvok. That's not Tim Russ.
And Fleetpaw, while you're thinking, Fleetpaw Swiftback with $10.99. What about having her character named Meg? Well, yeah, or Meg something, like Meg kind of at the beginning of the name. Maybe
Megan.
cool. But oh, yeah, that's brilliant. Thanks.
Lieutenant Megan Cross.
Shut up, Meg.
I'd love to see Frakes as a character. Because I like him as an actor, and he doesn't do much acting, but I'd like to see him do, like, he has a good presence.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It'd be cool to have LeVar Burton come on and be a deaf character or something. Instead of blind, have him be deaf or mute or
all of them.
Oh, jeez.
Or have him be the android.
Oh.
And Brent Spiner comes in as the guy that invents him. That'd be hilarious. That's kind of just a spoof at that point, but I think Brent would be a good actor because he has just quite a lot of range. I mean, we know that from Data, but beyond the Data, he has quite a lot of range. And
Got some good acting chops on him for sure.
He's up for a lot of stuff as well. I think Brent would be really good. Like, give him a full episode. I think he needs to be the lead of that episode.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I know I've said it before when we did the review, but the guy that played the PTSD mass murderer survivor of the Krill, wrong cast. Wasn't good casting, and that could have been a lot of people from Trek. Even, I mean, imagine if that had been Michelle Forbes, aka Kane / Ro Laren. Like, Jesus, that would have been a whole different performance. That would have been much more powerful.
I can't stand her personally, so.
But the performance, though, I mean, you know, I see though the darkness. Although I guess that is then just Ro again. But I mean, like
Mark Alamo, Gold Ducat.
Oh, he's old though. He is like
he is old.
He is too old. I had no idea.
You should have seen him in the documentary. He's old.
He was like 70s doing those hours of makeup. Like, what an absolute trooper. Because he looks just Gold Ducat. You have no idea what's underneath the makeup, do you?
And funny thing is, I was watching TNG the other night. The first time they encounter the Romulans, when they thought those people from the past, they're on board the ship, and one of the Romulans is Gold Ducat, and he's the one that says, "And we're back." So Gold Ducat was the one that announced that the Romulans were back on the scene. So that was awesome.
Pretty much.
And that leads into what something we're going to be doing soon was our TNG revisits.
Yes.
Where we review them and little facts like that and point out actors and where they appear. That's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited for it.
And that is a next week thing, isn't it?
It is. It's coming up next week. Yeah. What about Sonequa?
Sure. Yeah, just have her play a very emotional character. Because she's good. I mean, I like her as a person, just not as that person.
I don't think their contract would allow her to do that right now, though.
I don't know. But yeah, 5 minutes, guys. Last super chat wins. Although Eugene did an absolutely superb one, so I think we're all happy. But no, good sort of week. We had a harder week last week, but you guys have really helped us out this week. So thank you so much.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see Will Wheaton show up as a cameo on Orville.
Yeah. Oh, as Ed's brother, like younger brother.
That'd be good.
I think actually that's a good casting. Although I still don't like Will's, but then I still don't like Will's beard.
No, it doesn't look good. I love when Q makes him older in TNG, and it's like, wow, was that off the mark? Jeez, that's like the ideal Wesley Crusher, I guess, that Q gave him.
They went to the gym, got 2 feet taller.
Impressed Geordi a bit. Ooh, Wes, not bad. It's like, wow, that was creepy. Thanks, Geordi. Like, jeez.
No, Geordi could be into anything. I mean, he's into computer program people. No, why not? There
we go. Ooh. Eugene puts in 143 rubles.
Very specific.
Yeah. I wish to see Peter Jurassic cameo, just for the sake of it.
I mean, he's been dead for a while. That's an actor from Babylon 5 who played the ambassador Malari.
Oh, okay.
But he's been dead for quite a while.
That could make it difficult.
I thought. Oh no, he's what? It says till present, but I thought he was dead.
Oh well, I don't even know.
I'm really confused.
fine then. You know who should turn up?
No, it's the other one that died. Oh, I thought he died too. Oh, cool, he's alive. Oh, yeah, he should be in it too. Yay!
Death and resurrection.
He's back.
In one moment. Yay. Should we be watching the TNG pilot then, says Jill? Yes, you should. Watch the first 2 episodes. We're going to do them as one live, and then we'll be starting from there and just rolling forward. You know who would make a good cameo on Orville right now? Anson Mount. Have him show up as another captain.
Yeah. And act exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like beat for beat, the exact same.
As soon as he shows up on the view screen, he gets out of his chair and walks up to the view screen.
Yeah, and he shakes Ed's hand and says, "Ed, I'm sorry to do this to you, but I'm taking command of the Orville." What? Your ship's bigger? No, I'm joking.
That'd be good.
That'd be great. That'd be great. No, that's. I mean, he's just a good actor, and I'm gonna meet him FedCon very soon. We'll talk about it later. But anyway, but yeah, no, seriously, guys, yeah, like Stuart said, do look forward to TNG next week. We haven't quite worked on a day, but it more likely be Tuesday. We think out of all days, get it done early in the week, but we're not fully sure yet. But we'll give you at least 2 days warning. We'll work out which days weekend. You'll see a thumbnail. That I think will be an extremely fun live. I mean, it's the sort of not necessarily the best of Trek. I was going to say that, but it's like a great road to restart down on and see all the stuff we never saw before. I mean, you know, we all since we both watched it very differently as well. You saw it first run. I saw it. I don't know when I saw Farpoint. I've no idea, but I've seen it only a couple of times. So I try and avoid it, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited. And did you download the episodes I sent you yet? You get those?
Yes, I did.
Great. Okay, cool.
And the first 2 aren't there.
No, I know, because I'm.
Oh, thanks.
Well, the first 2 are Farpoint, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't have them. Mine start at number 3.
I know. I sent you the ones that you're going to do pictures of.
I know, but I need to watch them too. Now I got to go get the DVDs from upstairs and dust them off.
That's a good point. I hadn't considered that. I'm gonna send you. That's a really good point.
You dumb bastard.
Well, you've got the Blu-rays. I mean, you've got everything.
I don't have the Blu-rays. I have the DVDs.
You have the Blu-rays.
I have the Blu-rays, so I have the unremastered. I don't have the Blu-rays yet because I haven't been able to afford them because they're.
Well, okay.
Because they're damn expensive, and that's why they failed, because they're so expensive per season to buy them remastered on Blu-ray. That's why they're not remastering Voyager or Deep Space Nine. Don't get me started. I need to get the remastered.
So you had Naked Now, Last Outpost, right?
I had what?
The ones you had Naked Now, Last Outpost.
Yes. Okay,
yes. So I sent you those ones. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, Jeff Jacobs stores in $3. He says, "Okay, paying on Faith of the Heart for 150. Mad Amp, whatever that means." But yes, thank you, Jeff. He was our last super chat, and we will get to 150 likes for sure very soon, because people watch these after the fact, and they always do really well after. So.
Okay, great. Yep, there we go. It's 12:00/7.
Yes.
7. But yeah, thanks guys. Really looking forward to that for next week. I'm away at the weekend. You're doing cool things. Nice logo. Enjoy us for some more Trek focused lives. We might get another Picard leak. If people around these locations, they might get some more cool snaps. Are you doing a live at the weekend, maybe, Stuart?
I might do an 80s nostalgia one now that I'm thinking about it.
Yes.
And it might be later at night so we can get some of the California guys in. And
California.
I don't know. We'll see.
And then, yeah, you'll see us tomorrow next week. And then no, it's not quite yet. No, there's a few weeks until I do stuff. But we'll announce some stuff. And we've got a special thing very announced soon. I've got a thing to announce soon. Probably next week for both of them. In some form. Even if we just pre-announce the big thing we're doing. Just to get people excited. I think it might be nicer to kind of do some lead-up stuff. But yeah, thanks, guys, so much. Last word, Stuart, is what?
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Short and sweet.
See you next week during the TNG reviews. I'm looking forward to them. I'm excited. Yay.
Farpoint. Bye, guys.
Bye.